of Edinburgh sits another shrine, allegedly built by the Templars in 1466. Called Rosslyn Chapel, it's known in the novel as the Cathedral of Codes.
It's not a cathedral. It was originally meant to be part of a much larger cathedral. However, it does have many very fascinating carvings, but from a variety of traditions: the Christian, the Jewish, the Pythagorean, the Rosicrucian, and other esoteric traditions.
But there are more intriguing symbols found at Rosslyn, including the pentacle and the rose, which in the Da Vinci Code are symbols for both the feminine and the Priory of Sion.
On the ceiling, there is a 5-pointed star, and next to that on the roof, we will see a panel of roses.
The rose is also where Rosslyn allegedly gets its name, because it sits on something called the rose line. The novel identifies the rose line as the original prime meridian, the geographical marker of time zones, before it was moved to its present location in Greenwich, England. A rose line also runs right through another landmark in the novel, the pyramid at the Louvre Museum in Paris, the place where the book's plot begins, and a symbol reminiscent of Egypt. It's also said to run through another point in Paris, the Church of Saint-Sulpice. At first, this massive church has the appearance of a traditional cathedral. But there are strange clues here as well. A stained glass window bears the letters P and S. Could this stand for the Priory of Sion? To one side of the nave is an Egyptian-style obelisk, again an icon of Egypt. And running down its center is a brass line, according to the Da Vinci Code, the rose line.
What is it trying to prove? So bloody what?
Documents.
These documents try to prove, through a series of stories, that there is indeed a descendant of the Merovingians who is a lost king. In the first interview I did with him, I asked Plantard, "What do you think of the story of the lost king?" And Plantard answered, "The lost king is not as far away as you think."
The Da Vinci Code is a story filled with clues, beginning with the death of a curator, splayed out like Leonardo's Vitruvian Man on the floor of the Louvre Museum. It's the first of many clues that leads to a temple in London, where effigies of knights who protect a holy bloodline now lie. To a church in Paris with a monument hinting that a daughter of Jesus is born in Egypt, produces a line of descendants. To a chapel in Scotland, filled with icons of an ancient conspiracy to preserve the holy bloodline. And a secretive cult that intends to finally reveal this shocking truth to the world. All of these clues tend to lead us into dead ends. But in the novel, the actions of the Priory of Sion force the hand of a conservative religious group who seek to suppress knowledge of the holy bloodline. But this group exists beyond the pages of the novel. Headquartered in London and New York, the organization is growing rapidly, boasting some 80,000 members today. It's regarded by many as among the most conservative voices in the Catholic world.
It's a personal prelature of the Pope, meaning that it exists within the Catholic Church, but separate from the normal structure.
Opus Dei was established in 1928 by Father José María Escriva de Balaguer. Its stated goal is to contribute to the evangelizing mission of the Church and help people practice the lessons of the gospel in everyday life.